Hey, going folks, welcome back. Back for some more $50 action here. Second hunt of the year. Hope for a little bit better than the first. I don't know though. I'm feeling pretty good about this week. So we shall see what we might find. And mostly all circulated. Maybe one or two newer ones. On the top of that one. Box number 2. Come on. Looking about the same. Lots circulated. Don't know that I see any newer ones there. Come on. Where's that? Let's get our first ender out of the way. 2026. Not hanging out on the top of that box, but again, bunch of circulated stuff. And lastly, box number 4 says, keep on looking for that first ender. So we will. I'm going to run through the boxes looking for enders. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to weigh them or not. We'll see what happens. But sooner or later, I'll be back. Well, I'm going to roll late. I forgot. I already did the second roll. Or the first half. First roll. Second half. There we go. The hunt has been so exciting. I lost track of time. I have found absolutely nothing so far. So... hoping for better. Let's keep going. Well, we made it all the way to roll 47. No, my bad. 48. Before we hit our first NIFC out of the box. This box has been slow. The only other thing that's even kind of a find, looked like we had an old house coin we found. The one side painted here, but that's it out of box 1 so far. So I'm assuming that the last 2 rolls will have nothing. So let's just count this as a box wrap up. If there is anything in the last 2 rolls, of course we'll pop back in. But if not, we'll just move straight on to box number 2 and hope for better. Let's go. Well, box 2 didn't make its way quite as long for its first NIFC. We got a 2002 out of Denver. Some unfortunate wrap machine damage on it, but we're on roll 19, if I didn't say that already. I don't know. Can't remember. But we actually did end up with one other NIFC out of the first box as well, but I didn't bother to bring us back in for that wrap-up because it's not that exciting. But since we are stopped, that's the update. So, let's go. Well, we wrapped up top half of box 2 here. Nothing else to report, unfortunately, outside of we're moving on to the second half. So, let's do it. Well, we finished up box 2 here, and sticking with what is at least the early theme for 2026, there isn't a lot happening in these boxes. Just a couple more NIFCs as we finished up. So, on to box number 3. Let's see what she got. Well, unfortunately, box 3 is a lot like the others. These guys over here have already been hunted, and we found absolutely nothing. So, back to these guys, and hopefully they got something hiding in there. So, let's go find out. Well, not exactly the stopping point that we were hoping for, but we do have our first find out of box number 3 here. A 2011 Philly NIFC out of roll 29. So, just sharing the first, and now we'll plug through the rest of the box, see what else we can find. Finish up the box here, just a few more NIFCs in the second half, and that's pretty much it. One 2010 and 2 more 2011. So On to our last shot, box number 4. Well, very first roll of box 4 gives us the first NFC out of the box. So hopefully that's a sign of more finds to come in this box than the others. So let's go find out. Well, we had NFC out of the first roll, this guy out of the second roll, and then nothing for the rest of the first half of the box. Absolutely nothing. So half a box to go. Let's go find out. Out of roll 41 here on box number 4, we finally got something a little bit different. Unfortunately, it's in pretty rough shape, but we got a 92 Philly on this coat. Got a nice little struck in rim burr there. You can kind of see how the edge looks like it's messed up. That's where it got kind of clipped in the punch out process, and then this part of the metal would be kind of folded over once it was struck. So little struck in rim burr, we'll take that. Like I said, unfortunately it's in pretty circulated conditions, but when you're starving, a find is a find, so we will gladly take it. A few more rolls to go, and then we'll be back for a little wrap up in case we, or unless we run into something else in between here. So let's go find out. Back on very next roll, 42. Box must have heard me saying I was starving. Got a little bit of good stuff. Almost an ender. First piece of silver for 2026. Oh yeah, she dirty. But 67. All right. Thank the Lord. What a struggle through this hunt. But we found a little piece of silver, so makes me smile at least. So, jump back in. Who knows? Could be another in there. But let's go find out. Well, we've wrapped up our second hunt of the year. Ooh, almost dropped the phone. Just a little recap. We had a total of 11 NIFCs, one little house coin, a little struck in rim burr on the 92 there, and our first piece silver for the year. It might not be a lot, but we got to start somewhere. Filling this guy up. So we have started. Hopefully just the first of many for the year, but only time will tell. At least we won't get skunked for the whole year. So we got that in the books now. But that's it, folks. I'm out. Peace.